What's up, guys? This is Dave, founder of myebook.co.za. Today we're going to have a great chat about how to save money on Amazon. Now, when I say save money, I'm talking about the tax interview. The tax interview is going to be seen, guys, when you create your brand new account on Amazon KDP for the first time. Before you're allowed to publish any books, you're going to have to complete the tax interview. It can be a bit daunting. Today we're going to break it down to make it as simple as possible. Now, why should you care about this tax interview? This video is going to help authors, specifically authors outside the US, to save money being withheld by Amazon. So typically after you have filled out the form, if you live outside the US, there's a very good chance Amazon's going to be withholding some cash from you. And today, with the help of inserting your tax reference number specific to your country, I'm going to show you how to actually get Amazon to pay out everything it can to you. So who's this for? This video is going to be for authors generally outside the US. Every country does have its own agreement with the US, meaning you could save, for example, up to 30% if you live in South Africa. Some other countries might differ. It depends on your exact country. So let's get started. Now, when you see the tax interview is just after you've created your account. So I'm going to sign into kdp.amazon.com. Now, I've already created a test account. It is going to be blank, guys. Let's sign in. And I'm taken straight to the bookshelf. And as you can see, I've got a beautiful warning here from Amazon saying to publish a book, I need to complete this. Now, this is where we need to go. If you don't see this message, you can access the same section by clicking up here. For now, I've got a brand new account. I'm going to click on this message, update now. So we go through to the nitty-gritty account settings. We see things like address and name. We see things like, well, how do you get paid? We see things like the tax information setup. And this is what we're going to specifically focus on today, guys. So let's enter some dummy data here. We got Dave Henderson, that's me. I live in sunny South Africa. Okay, I don't think this matters too much. I'm going to fill in some placeholder text, but obviously you're going to do what you need to do here. So I'm going to say I live in Fairlands, in Randburg, in Johannesburg. I'm going to say that's in Gauteng. I'm going to say that's 2030, and I'm going to enter a fake number. Now, guys, the number's quite picky. If you put in the wrong data or too many or too little or too few digits, Amazon will red flag you here. Now, the beauty of living in South Africa, or I think a couple of you guys living in other parts of the world are going to have the same issue, is we can't get paid. So if I type in South Africa, you're going to notice it says, oh, sorry, we can't pay you. I'm going to leave this out for now, but just so you know, guys, in a separate video, there is a great way to get paid if you're outside the US. The system's called Payoneer. I'll insert the link to follow. I've got a great blog post helping you understand how to get paid when you live in a country that Amazon will not do a direct deposit to. But that is not the point of this video. This point is going to be completing the tax information. Now, as I mentioned, you cannot actually publish up until you've completed this information. So for those first-time authors, this is a must-have. It's really important for authors outside first world countries because typically Amazon's going to keep up to 30% of your royalties away from you unless you fill out this information. Now, as I mentioned, key to filling out this form is going to be to have your tax number there. So without your tax number, there's a good chance Amazon's still going to withhold some money from you. So please, before you start this, please have your tax reference ready. I've made sure to keep mine here. Okay, so this is specific to my country. Yours might look a bit different. Okay, let's get started, guys. We're going to click complete tax information. Now, unsave changes, please go ahead and save. And that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, now I'm inside the tax interview. Guys, bear with me. Your information will be unique, but I really believe that using this basic video, you can fill in your own info really easily and get the benefit of the reduced withholding percentage. Okay, so let's start. Okay, English is fine. I can see they got a very cool progress bar. They have got a useful guide here, guys. So if you do want the nitty gritty, feel free to open this tax information guide. It does give you, really technical stuff, but maybe your accountant wants to see this for whatever reason. So let's open that up. You can see the link there if you do need to see it. Let's come back and ignore that for now. So am I a US person? No, I live in South Africa. Save and continue. Okay, what type of owner are you? Now, this is interesting because you might have formed a publishing company for purposes of being a writer. It's a great decision, especially when you are going to be putting out a lot of, books, not just one, which a lot of authors just leave at one. So most people would take individual. However, if you wanted to release more than one book and form a company to release these books on your behalf, you would do corporation. Corporation means you would be using your company tax number instead of your individual tax number. For the purpose of this video, 99% of people watching it are going to be doing an individual plan. Okay, which country do you live in again? We live in South Africa. My full name is Dave Henderson. Now, can you see, guys, it's copied across the text that I've entered previously. You can have a separate postal address. A lot of people do, so I could say other, and I would then have to fill out the form again. However, to keep things simple, I'm going to say, yeah, Amazon, you can post stuff to me at my physical location, which is great. Obviously, if you have a PO box, you would click on other and enter that details. Okay, so am I acting as an agent? No, this is me directly. So now, are you a US person? I don't have a US. I wasn't born in the US. I don't have a green card, and I haven't spent any time in the US, unfortunately. Okay, now we get to the exciting part, the tax ID number. So obviously, I don't have a US tax ID. I have a foreign tax number only. Now, obviously, you can say, guys, I've got nothing. I've got no US. I've got no foreign. The problem then is that when you get to the end of this process, you're going to see that Amazon will be keeping money away from you. So I really urge you to dig hard and dig deep for that tax number. Remember, if you are writing, let's say you're married, you could possibly slip in your husband or your other significant other's number inside there just to get the benefits for now. So remember, these two options mean you're still going to have money withheld. Obviously, I don't live in the US, so I'm going to say I've got a foreign number. Save and continue. Great. So I live in South Africa. I have gone through the technical paperwork for my country. South Africa has an agreement with the US saying, listen, we will pay across everything. So that's what this tax interview is basically for. It's going, listen, I'm South African. Here's my tax number, and I want to access the benefits of my treaty with your country, the US, which means that you pay through everything. Tax ID, okay, the statutory rate of withholding tax is 30%. Based, I may be eligible to claim 0%. That's exactly what I want. Now, as I mentioned, you've got your number here. I'm going to just copy and paste mine. Copy, paste, and I confirm that this is correct. I mean, obviously, guys, the number that I'm putting here is not real. I've faked it based on my real number, but I faked it. So let's save and continue that. Great. So I've got some official looking documentation. I'm going to save and continue once again. Okay, so I want to go paperless. Quite important, guys. Otherwise, Amazon's going to try posting new stuff. So let's leave it paperless for now. It's got the final sort of indemnity stuff at the back. So I am the beneficial owner. I'm not a US person. Nothing's happening in the US. I'm from South Africa. Okay, if anything changes, I will let you know. Okay, now we sign the form as D. Henderson. We copy and paste the address we've used before. So I used my ebook address here. Capacity, I'm signing as an administrator. You could be individual. I think out of habit I usually use administrator. I think for now let's keep it individual actually. And I now submit this. Now, very important, guys. Okay, step one, we're saying, great, your tax interview is completed, your form has been received. The IRS W-8 form has been received. Now, I'm looking for something very specific. Do you see this section here? The beneficial owner is claiming the provisions of Article 12, yada, yada, yada. Claim a 0% rate of withholding. This is the important bit, guys. By filling out the form, by inserting my tax ID for South Africa, I've got 0% tax withholding. This is exactly what I wanted, guys. This is what you want. If you live in the US, no problem. That's going to be simple. If you don't have that tax ID ready, okay, you could print this now, guys. So you could, for example, print this form, send it to your accountant, for example. So you could print it to a PDF printer and send it to anyone official you need it to. Obviously, for the purpose of this tut, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to exit the interview. And I pop out at the start, and I see that I've completed. And as I saw before, so let's quickly save that. As I saw before, the application was totally successful because I got the 0% tax withholding, which is exactly what you want from this interview. So that's it, guys. And don't forget, this applies to new authors, obviously authors who might have done this already. If you have completed it but did not insert your tax number, go back and do it, guys. It's really worth it. So please go ahead, fill out that form, fill it out with your tax number, get the benefits. I really hope this helped you guys. Thank you for listening.